the inspiration behind creating this song?
This song was hard.
Get the work. We'll do kind of a practice take. I want to dial you in.
I was somewhat right. I need to get it.
It's mucho. It's mucho.
I'll get back to me.
Susan and Mary Tess.
Big smile on my face every time I ride. Ain't no crutches on the king, I take mines in stride. Can't let my queen see me crying, I keep mines inside. I lit the gas, I ran, I duck, I hide. I showed my ass, I schemed, I cheated, I lied. I did the work, still feel like fuck it, I'm trying. Feel like you act the same and I was just blind. That shit had broke my heart, my pain on the rise. But I never let you know it. Thug it out and stay focused. Left me at the finish line, we already had motion. Had got down on my knees because I thought that we had hope. Can't believe that's how you did it because we was just so close. So can't lie and surprise because my back was on the ropes. But still I'm just fighting tears. All because you just went ghost. I felt good, I ain't gonna lie, because like I always wanted to be on one of John's projects, you know what I'm saying? Like I like the type of music John make. And then like he had like rules, you know what I'm saying? Not really rules, but like he had like a way he wanted it to go. So when I had like picked my part to play, it was like, oh alright, yeah, I got this, you know what I'm saying? And it was like a vulnerability thing, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a broader horizon of like how I could really write. Like I put myself in like a real vulnerable situation to bring that out. And I don't really get features like that too many times. Like it's never that often I get like somebody like, hey yo, do this for real. Like nah, it's always like just a rap feature, but John really like put my pen to the touch, you feel me? I appreciate that. It was like the perfect time for vulnerability when he asked me for it, because it was just smooth. Like I was already feeling vulnerable. I can really just like display what I'm already going through the way that he want me to put it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's definitely needed. It's definitely important, you feel me? Somebody gotta say it. Like we humans in the same way as everybody else, you know what I'm saying? We wanna cry, we wanna get down, we wanna be sad and all that. It just really ain't the space society-wise for us to really do that. So if you got people who like making an effort to care, you gotta put them on like a higher pedestal, like a higher echelon, because like most people ain't going to. Just like don't be scared to care. Like if you gonna show emotion, all that means that you really put your heart into something and it just didn't work out the way that you thought it was gonna work out. You feel me? Don't ever be scared to like, you know, go all in. Like that's weaker than, you know what I'm saying, than shedding a tear if you just gonna hold everything in because you like don't want nobody to look at you some type of way or you feel like seen. Like nah, you gotta let that go. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the most important message.
Win. So used to L's, it surprised me when I win. Free spirit like John, got rid of the toxins like a cleanse. Try to cry for help but mixed it with the juice and gin. Old soul, but I bridge the gap, you know what it is. Drink more, less sober, it do depend. My melanin, got shorties bringing their friends. Baltimore raised me, I must admit. Got ghetto tendencies, the ghettos that we was in. Didn't think we see. Hold on, let me go back in. This is a chance to get my foot through the door, and that means I gotta kick it off its hinges. Like I took it as this is an opportunity that I don't get often. So it was a surprise, but I knew the mission was still the same. When I first started writing the verse, I was thinking of different ways I could approach it, because the beat was soulful with a jazz feel to it, and those are elements that I love when it comes to making heartfelt songs. When I was writing, I was thinking, how can I make my words flow and it sound sincere, get with the same braggadocious rap that Baltimore tends to offer. So writing it, I was in a mind state of like, I want to be vulnerable, but yet make it cool. One line, I was like, my mom was looking down and proud, I'm trying to make it big. My mom passed away when I was 2 years old, so she didn't really get a chance to see me start making music. But I know if she's seen the work I've put in and the work that I'm still yet to do, that she's proud at the person I've become. There's been days where I cried for my mom, wishing I could see her face. And those are moments where I used to usually keep it to myself. I would distance myself from family and friends, and I would just take those moments to think about her. So writing this song, it was like the pain kind of manifested itself throughout the lyrics. I would tell my youngest self, the pain isn't gonna ever go away, but you can learn how to live with it. When I first seen the lineup, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be one of those songs where everybody's gonna do that part. But I thought to myself, oh, this can't be one of those moments where I'm gonna get bodied. Like, I have to bring something to the table that I can only do. So by still keeping that pain, by also switching the flow up throughout the verse, elements of like those that really like trying to set myself apart from my peers. With the song, I want it to be that people can be more open with their feelings. Mental health is a topic that isn't really touched on in the city of Baltimore.
Yeah. Yeah, so many people wearing a smile but wanna frown. So many people drowning in tears when no one's around. So many men so militant, don't give a second or won't acknowledge the presence of depression when it comes around.
When John first reached out to me about the song, I was excited about it. I knew it was kind of a song about sad things, and it was a very clear topic. It was like the first time anyone ever told me like, yo, we gonna make a song about this. I need you to say these words in it. I need these phrases to be in it, and it's about to be about this. So it was a little challenging, but not in a bad way. More so like I kind of knew I did like rise to the occasion, because I usually don't write music. I kind of just go off like freestyle and then clean it up. But this was one I had to like actually write. So it was good. I'm grateful I was to be a part of it. You know, I'm grateful to lay my stuff down on the song and everything. So
I was told a lot of men don't cry. I look around and it seems a lot of men don't smile. The last time that I cried was probably a couple moments after moments I smiled. I came in and I'm waving, I maneuver the crowd, and they can see my eyes red and they think that I'm high, but
really my eyes red because in the car I was crying. So that's about an experience when I seen a woman I used to deal with, and it was kind of weird because I haven't seen her in a long time, and it was like it was a lot of tension and feelings built up, and for me to finally see her, it was just a lot of emotions at the time, and she was crying and she left, and I was like, dang, you know. So I was trying to keep it cool, and like, you know, I'm in the bar still, I'm with all these people, I can't let them see me like, you know, about to cry and everything and be feeling these feelings. So afterwards I went and smoked with my homies, and we just smoking and laughing and joking and everything, and they in my car. So as soon as they get out their car and leave, like, I just bust out crying, like trying not to, the whole time, like, you know, they wouldn't have known that. So I cried in the car, then I was staying at a friend's house, and then I went into their room and I'm just finished crying and everything, and they like, oh, you know, I come in, it's a whole little function. It's like people in the room like having a good time, and I'm like, damn, like, you know, I was trying to just go to sleep, you know what I'm saying? I just finished crying, my emotions high, I'm drunk, you know what I'm saying? I'm all over the place. So but I just had to play it cool and just like, you know, joke and act like I wasn't just crying in my car and have a good time, and I kind of spoke about that in the song. So my perspective on the experience at the studio session when all of us kind of linked up, I never met Ty. That was my first time meeting him. I didn't even know he was getting into the song. I thought he was just in the room chilling for her. I thought he was just coming through. And I was like, I seen him rapping. I'm like, you getting on the song too? I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know what to expect, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, John has a good ear, and I trust John's judgment. You know, he's like a legend in the city. He be grabbing and putting pieces together all the time. So, you know, so he popped in the room. And then I heard him. I was like, dang, this kid's great. This kid's dope, you know what I'm saying? And then it was like, oh, wow, like everybody's going crazy. It kind of had me like, dang, yo, like, did I go crazy enough? Did I go hard enough? You know what I'm saying?
Tracing back to my youth, to bottle up is all that I knew. Hard feelings always fighting my truth. Most moments I choose to take flight, yet I'm fighting for you. Dear darling, how about calling it true? Still I'm calling it too. Times daily caught my heart in the noose. Love is war, time to call in the troops. Tried chucking the deuce, back and forth, couldn't settle my mood. Was immature, time passing I grew. So I'm asking it you, give me just another chance, can I prove how I'm overcoming fears? I uncovered the root.
of my trauma and commitment issues. Still I'm missing the clues, so I pour a glass and listen to blues.
When John first reached out to me about the concept of the song, honestly I was pretty excited because at the time I was kind of dealing with some different hardships, and I was literally in a state of vulnerability and accepting that and expressing that and just kind of going through the channels of development and manhood. So I was really excited to express that, talk about that, and make something that other people could relate to. I knew what I wanted to talk about, but there was just difficulty dialing it in and not having to be so broad. I would listen to the beat, I would freestyle to it, I would try to write to it, I would come up with some stuff, I'd be like, nah, we gotta scrap this doesn't feel like it. And then we got down to the final moments. It was literally the day of recording, and that morning I was like, nah, what I have, it's good, but it doesn't feel right. So I'm gonna wake up morning of, and I'm gonna really just spend the next 4 or 5 hours just really tapping in, really speaking from my heart. And it was a bit of a struggle at first, but once I got that first line off, trace it back to my youth, it just flowed from that point on. In my verse for the song, I'm talking about a situation that I've been going through lately with my girlfriend. So we had actually spent some time apart, which was, my call. And this is a person that I love and care about deeply. And after spending some time apart and kind of coming to my senses, I kind of had a lot of realizations, which is, wow, this is an amazing woman that I want to be with. I want to spend all of my life with, if not a good portion of it, as much as I can with, and really taking accountability for my own actions and my own stubbornness and my own pride and ego that all men tend to get caught up in. So yeah, it was really about me diving deeper and basically like taking a look in the mirror. I would not say competitive. I would definitely say I was feeling excited, charged up, inspired. That's certainly what I would say. I was feeling inspired. Reason I say that is because I don't know, once I started hearing everyone else's verse, I'm like, yo, so like we all really getting deep. So I didn't get too deep on this. That's definitely one thing that I was feeling like, oh man, what if I got too deep? I'm too vulnerable. Like everybody gonna be looking at me like, damn, bro, you know what I mean? You spilled a lot out on the verse there, but it was awesome. Maybe a little bit competitive because I knew Kudo's verse was about to be crazy. So I was like, man, I gotta make sure my verse is as nice as his. But nah, definitely not competitive, just inspired.
So I'll start you around there and then you'll...
Okay. Alright, no doubt. You know the vibes, man. Kudo on the spot to make it hot, black no man shit. Hey, flipped off my passion and pain and clipped off my lasso chain. I got my daddy's brain, sugar to aspartame, moving like can't nobody in rooms with me touch your Perry's name. Took my first flight to LA and came back on Granny's wings. Last time I cried, I was dark and even outside a treaty and peace on my pride, but you assaulted sexually, that demon thought he was mine, for I'm bleeding in disbelief. In my sleep, I'm screaming to God like who's the real hero? Nihilistic ego. Mirror never told me lies and I got 6 to lead, so I wiped the water from my eyes. I know that's something we don't. Until my mama leaned on me and kissed my salty cheekbones. Here we grow with all the trials and tributaries to a real man. Metamorph my traumas into dominance. Melanated master thrive my absence, hurt my confidence. Scream out all my failures but whisper out my accomplishments. Them boys knew it was us. Shit. When John reached out to me for the song, it was definitely relief because I was definitely in a place of a lot of static and mental congestion. So it was definitely an opportunity for me to be able to finally, with freedom, release everything that's been built up at the time. So it's definitely a great opportunity for me mentally. Acknowledging everything, the good and the bad, over the past few years. I haven't really dropped music since like 2019, 2020. So it was great to have this opportunity to really just drop everything and release everything that's been on my mind. So yeah, my process was really just sitting with myself and acknowledging everything. It started off like flipped on my passion and pain and clipped off my lasso chain. I got my daddy's brain, sugar to aspartame. Meaning, my father's somebody I admire. He's an icon of mine. But it was also another side of that where it's like, for certain reasons, he was somebody that was there but not there at the same time. So our relationship was always intricate. And I really moved to Baltimore because of him. So it was like, in a lot of ways, I wanted to be like him. In a lot of ways, I didn't. You know, same with other icons, like my mom and, you know, other people. So, you know, I talk about my dad, I talk about my grandmother, I talk about, you know, finding masculinity for myself and not really looking up to my brother or looking up to my dad or uncles for that masculinity because it was tainted and tarnished in certain ways. So really the lyrics really are about finding masculinity through my own experience. I think my favorite moment was hearing Ty's verse, like, cause he was kind of just like quiet. I think he even kind of like muttered like, yo, I just wrote this yesterday, like, only had 4 hours. Then he went in there and killed it, and I was just like, dang, like, that's really what solidified for me, like, yo, everybody's going crazy. This is a beautiful composition right here. I talk a lot about different things that happened to me that wouldn't just be said, like sexual assault situation I've been through that I was a victim of, or like parents or my grandmother passing, just letting it out all in the same verse because it's all real. It's all something that happened. It's all something that I'm not gonna say I was meant to go through, but it happened. So I need to acknowledge that. And you know, it's all about growth at the end of the day. So I really want people to hear that and be like, yo, like, he just said all that, like, he just said it. There was no, because that's how it is in real life. Things just happen, you know, so I want people to take that from my verse. The beautiful thing about rap is there's always competitive nature in the music industry, but especially rap. I kind of like to move with that. I go for my idols always, whether I'm rapping with somebody I don't know in a song or like rapping with a singer or whatever. I'm always going for my idols, and I'm gonna shit on my idol for this one, or you know what I'm saying? Just that subtle competitive nature. I move with that, you know, but it's not even really a thought anymore. It's kind of just like, I'm gonna do my best effort on this, regardless. Everybody came with that energy, yo. I feel like everybody tried to Kendrick this shit, and that's why the song is so great. Like, everybody tried to Kendrick this shit, but like, I don't think about it often. I got very high standards, and they just always get higher. With every verse, I'm always trying to beat myself, so I don't know. I feel like it's kind of puny to think about that, but it is also definitely humbling, and so like, I feel good about it, honored to be seen that way, but I'm otherwise humbled.
So I know the project and as a whole in this song is a lot to take in. I would definitely say this is a project you take with you over time, and that you should listen to the song, really dissect what each rapper is saying, or if you want to go through the whole project, dissect everything that's going through, because there's a lot in there, a lot for us to learn, and I'm still learning myself. But ultimately, you know, we're all going through it together, and I'm glad I could be in the position to kind of put my, you know, my background and my stories out there for, you know, you to go through your therapy. So I just hope everyone enjoys.